Next on Startup, we head to New Orleans, Louisiana to talk to Burnell Cotlin, the owner of Lower Ninth Ward Market. Then we swing up to Flagstaff, Arizona to talk to Paul Kent, the owner of Flagstaff Extreme. All of this and more is next on Startup. My name is Gary Brado, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and an entrepreneur. The economy is in less than perfect shape, and when the jobs go away, there's nothing left to do but get up and get creative. And there are people all over America doing just that. It's estimated that up to 85% of new businesses fail. So I'm going coast to coast to hear the personal stories of the people who beat the odds and started a successful business from the ground up. This is Startup. The image that most people have of New Orleans includes Bourbon Street, live jazz music, and hot beignets being served to droves of tourists at Café du Monde. Rarely do you hear about the surrounding areas, including the Lower Ninth Ward. Lower Ninth Ward is a neighborhood in the city of New Orleans, Louisiana. The term Lower refers to its location near the mouth of the Mississippi River. The area was made public at the end of August 2005, when Hurricane Katrina made landfall just east of the city, and nowhere was the devastation greater felt than in the Lower Ninth Ward. Today, I'm going to visit with Burnell Cotlin, the owner of the Lower Ninth Ward Market, which is still, 12 years post-Katrina, the only grocery store in the neighborhood, which he's since added a barber shop, a sweet shop, and a laundromat. I'm excited to meet Burnell and understand more about the neighborhood and get his take on what has, or shall I say, hasn't happened post-Katrina. From what I know, this man is on a mission to rebuild the entire area, one business at a time. Tell me about yourself, a little bit about your background, where you're from, so we can learn about you as a person.
My name is Burnell Cotlin. I'm a Lower Ninth Ward lifetime resident. I was born and raised here. I joined the military. My childhood dream was to be an MP, and I did that. I spent the majority of my adult life in Europe. Sprechen sehr gut Deutsch.
Wow, okay, in Germany?
Yes, sir.
How much time did you spend overseas?
10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
Wow.
After I got out of the military, I came back home to New Orleans, and when Katrina happened, I lost everything, just like everybody else.
Tell me about Lower Ninth Ward.
I tell you, before Katrina, the Lower Ninth Ward was vibrant. It was like families, one big giant family. Right directly behind me was nothing but houses.
Wow.
Over across the street was a movie theater. They had businesses everywhere in the Lower Ninth Ward. It was a vibrant community.
And now you look around and it's like the elements have kind of taken over, you know?
Right now you have more rats and rodents than people. Katrina's still alive. A lot of people don't know this here, but when they turn on the TV, they see Bourbon Street, they see the French Quarters, they see the New Orleans Saints, and they think New Orleans is finished. But the Lower Ninth Ward is a part of New Orleans, and it's nowhere near finished. There's so many people still suffering today.
What did this area look like after the storm?
It was horrible. The smells, you had so much death and mold. It was horrible because this is underwater for so long. My house, it floated off the, every time I think about this here.
Floated off the foundation?
It floated off the foundation, yeah. I sit in the middle of the streets and I cried like a baby. I still think about it today. Katrina taught me, which I knew already, don't take nothing for granted. Don't take nothing for granted. If I wouldn't have done this here, we still wouldn't have a grocery store. We still wouldn't have to, and this is 2017. You know, something had to happen.
So when you were able to finally come back, what was your first step?
It was a no-brainer to me. It was my home, so I rebuilt.
Yeah.
And then I finally had my first neighbor after 2 years. I've been having a whole.
It was just
block.
you.
Just me on a whole entire city block. Missy Manuel was my very first neighbor. She came up one day in a cab, and in her, when I saw her taking her groceries out of the back of the cab, it didn't dawn on me we didn't have a grocery store until then. And that's when I started calling around. I started calling all the big box stores. I said, why are you not coming to the Lower Ninth Ward? And they gave me a simple answer. They said, it's
Nobody's
a food
there.
desert. Nobody's there. And then I started calling some of my family and friends. They said they're not coming back because there's no stores. So it's like, what came first, the chicken or the eggs?
Somebody needed to do something.
It was a no-brainer to me when, after serving the country,
Yeah.
and I saw my community was hurting. In my world, you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution. If there's no grocery stores, make one.